On this week's show, Bats Entertainment, Welcome to the Jungle, Kevin, and finally, can I kick it? Yes, I can. We're reviewing 3 films, all of which have been banned in the UK for one reason or another, and we rate and rank them from worst to best. First up, it's Kickboxer 4: The Aggressor, a film in the long-running Kickboxer series that started in 1989 with Jean-Claude Van Damme, the Muscles from Brussels. This one has Sasha Mitchell in the lead as David Sloan, a role he's played since the second film. Albert Pyun returns to the director's chair. David Sloan is in prison after being framed for murder. While in prison, he receives some sexually explicit photos of his wife being assaulted. A DEA officer offers him release from prison if he competes in a martial arts tournament for a £1 million prize. The plot reminded me of something straight out of Mortal Kombat. While competing, he meets Michelle Mouse Krasnu as Megan, easily the worst character in this. She's supposed to be a kick-ass girl, and we see her get knocked out in one punch. A lot of characters had tooed in the 90s, but she just comes across as a bratty arsehole. The film was banned by the BBFC for VHS video in 1994, is what the BBFC said.
2 of the rejected videos in 1994, the other is Back in Action, featured karate, but they each went beyond acceptable standards in the quantity and intensity of potentially lethal kicks to the head and bone-crunching blows and twists to the limbs, back and neck. Since this form of macho heroics is likely to appeal to teenagers with a record of violent offending, but did not seem a practical proposition. The board has always been concerned about films in which heroes meet viciousness with viciousness, inflicting pain and injury on others as if it were the only remedy for villainy.
There you have it, folks. The ban, in my opinion, was way over the top. Bear in mind there was violent slasher films, Kickboxer, Roadhouse, Bruce Lee films were all released on VHS, uncut or with minimal cuts. As for appealing to teenage boys, the 13-year-old me would love this, but so would the 20-year-old me. And as we know, adults do love action films. I would say most viewers of Fast X, arguably the biggest action film of the year so far, will be over the age of 25. Next up is Jungle Love, a Filipino film. It was banned from being screened at the FURUC International Celebration of Film, along with a Singaporean film which I can't pronounce. Title on screen. FURUC Council viewed these films and decided they would probably be rated R18 or restricted 18, and as such would be classed as a sex work, much like the XXX rating in the USA. The film hasn't been classified by the BBFC and in my opinion could pass at 18. It's no more explicit than Bes Moi, the films of Catherine Breillat, and the 2 Nymphomaniac films. In the film, the plot has a woman who gets on a bus to escape her abusive husband and moves to the jungle and meets a bunch of oddball characters, including a chronic masturbator and a man who rapes her. The star of the film is the scenery. I've got a high tolerance for slow art house films, but Jungle Love is quite dull, and if it wasn't for the nudity and sex, it would be even duller. Last but by no means least is Video Nasty, The House by the Cemetery. It was directed by Lucio Fulci and is said to draw influence from the Amityville Horror and The Shining, as well as having Lovecraftian themes. Like a lot of Fulci's movies, the plot is difficult, but not as muddled as critics have made out. A woman looks for her boyfriend in an abandoned house and is murdered by an eldritch horror monster, knife through the back of the head and out through the mouth. I love a phallic symbol. A bit later on, a family moves into the house with a locked basement, and creepy stuff happens. And it gets even worse when they get the padlock off. That's simplifying things by quite a lot, but no plot spoilers on this channel. It was banned as a Video Nasty in 1983, but BBFC rarely had the knives out for Italian horror. Tenebrae, Zombie Flesh Eaters, and Cannibal Holocaust are some high-profile titles that were also banned. The film passed with a whopping 4 minutes 11 seconds of cuts in 1988 for VHS, with the opening murder cut, the poker murders, the double throat slit, even the murder of a bat. The film eventually passed uncut in 2009 for DVD. Let's rank them. It's difficult to decide a worst, but it's Kickboxer 4 The Aggressor. Jungle Love is boring, but Kickboxer 4 has way more wrong with it. It takes a champion karate expert like Michelle Krasnu and puts her in a role as a whiny bitch, who's used like a punching bag to begin with. Shoehorned in TNA, I'm not a prude, but it really didn't need it. Sasha Mitchell is a black belt in Taekwondo and a great martial artist, but as this character, rather than appearing like a badass, he just comes across as an uncharismatic dickhead. Derivative plot gets a mention, everything you've seen before even in 1994. I also suspect, as this came out after the UFC started to get big, they upped the neck breaks, kicks to the face, and just general stead-fueled violence. But I think a BBFC ban was a silly decision. Even in the wake of media hysteria to copycat violence from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and video games like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, it was way over the top and a poor decision by them. Middle rank is Jungle Love, which remains unreleased. The poor quality version I saw, I think, is a web rip. Those expecting R18 sex in the same league as Ben Dover's The Porn Supremacy will be disappointed. Thurrock Council played Judge Judy and Executioner, to a minor interest film, and the obscurest film I've reviewed on this channel so far. I doubt even 100 people would have seen it at the festival. As I've said, it's boring, but much more competent than Kickboxer 4, but less fun. Its only real offence is being boring. Best film is House by the Cemetery by a country mile. The only film on this list I would urge you to see. A searing, gore-fueled tribute to M.R. James, Amityville and H.P. Lovecraft. The only film on this list with high-quality production values. I know people hated the little boy called Bob in this, but he's hardly Anakin Skywalker. The plot ain't as muddled as some critics made out, but it's not a dumb gore movie either. It delivers to gorehounds, Italian horror fans, and even remains one of the better video nasties to this day, and that includes films like Tenebrae, A Bay of Blood, and The Evil Dead. So don't be a video nasty. Subscribe, like, share, comment for more reviews of lesser seen films, and we will be back very soon.
Look, I'm giving you a break, okay?
You ain't nothing. Shit for brains.